Good morning.
Morning.
Marlene checking in.
Good morning. Glad you could make it.
Oh, come on.
This was a challenge.
I heard you were having some phone issues.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Signed in twice.
Okay, Liz, it's 9:30. We can get started.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Liz Kukla. I'm the Secretary of the Board of Zoning Appeals. I'm going to read the preamble for you this morning on this Monday, October 25th. In compliance with notification requirements of the city's open meeting law and section 101.021, the codified ordinances of Cleveland, Ohio, 1976, notice of this meeting has been publicly posted. All boards and commissions under the purview of the City Planning Department conducts its meetings according to Robert's Rules of Order. Actions during the meeting will be taken by voice vote. Abstentions from any vote due to a conflict of interest should be stated for the record prior to the taking of any vote. In order to ensure that everyone participating in the meeting have the opportunity to be heard, we ask that you use the raise hand feature before asking a question or making a comment. The raise hand feature can be found in the participants panel on the desktop and mobile version and activated by clicking the hand icon. Please wait for the chair or facilitator to recognize you and be sure to select unmute and announce yourself before you speak. When finished speaking, please lower your hand by clicking on the raise hand icon again and mute your microphone. We will also be utilizing the chat feature to communicate with participants. The chat feature can be activated by clicking the chat button located on the bottom of the WebEx screen. Please note that call-in users can unmute by using *6. All meeting activity is being recorded via the WebEx platform. These proceedings are also being live streamed via YouTube for public view. We have provided a link to the meeting for those who wish to speak on a particular case via our website and email. All requests to speak on a particular matter have been considered. We have also received emails from those who have provided written comments on a particular matter. I will call the roll. Ms. Faith?
I am present.
Ms. Barnes?
I am present.
Ms. Brown is absent this morning. And Ms. Britt?
Here.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
Great.
All right, so this morning, as you can see on the screen, calendar 21-098 has been previously postponed. We're announcing it this morning, just in case we have anybody who has called in today. And again, that is for 21-098 regarding 1300 Dove Avenue. Mr. Snowball proposed to construct a 7-space car parking lot in a 2-family residential district. The appellant is working with the community, holding public meetings and such. And this case has been moved to November 15th. So then the next case we have on the screen is calendar 21-095 regarding 14526 Puritas Avenue. We received an email last week from the attorney stating that the appellant, Northern Ohio Gas Stations, has withdrawn this case. And again, if anybody's wondering what case this is, it's regarding to establish use as a motor vehicle service station at this address. And the zoning for that address is C2 Local Retail Business District. So if you're here for that case, it is no longer on the agenda and you can go home.
Thank you.
I think the councilman was here. Sorry, councilman.
Goodbye, Councilman.
All right. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too, thanks.
Okay, Alana, with Ms. Brown being out today, I need you to pull another duty again, please.
Yep. Not a problem. Give me 1 sec, though.
No problem.
I'm a little sniffly this morning.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think we're good to go.
All righty.
So, we are beginning then with calendar number 21-157. This is at 1571 East 32nd Street. Marcia Sachs and Bob Garrity, probably Robert Garrity, owners propose to build a 7-car parking lot in a B1 2-family residential district. The application is an amendment to a previously granted variance in calendar number 20-145. The owners appeal for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are 5. So with that, we will move on to the swearing in. All those that will be making statements and testimony for case number 21-157, I'm going to read the oath. And the instructions are you will raise your right hand. Following the oath, you will respond with I do. Then you'll state your name and your address, one person at a time for the reporter. So here we go. Please raise your right hand. I do swear or affirm that the testimony I'm about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth.
I do. Marcia Sachs, 1576 East 32nd Street in Cleveland.
I do. Robert Bob Garrity, 1576 East 32nd Street, Cleveland, Ohio, 44114.
Is that everyone? It appears so. Okay, Madam Chair, to you.
Thank you. History of the property, please. And Liz, I don't know if you have the previous variance that we granted, 2145, so you can highlight what we granted for that one, please.
Sure. That was the only bit of history I was going to give you this morning.
Oh, great. Okay, good.
Calendar 20-145 was granted a variance on November 9th of 2020. The hearing was held on November 9th. The revised drawing that was required by the board was submitted on November 10th, and the case was ratified on November 16th. In that case, the appellant requested to build an 8-car parking lot in a 2-family district, contrary to the requirements of maneuvering areas being paved and drained so that the water is drained within the lot, providing such parking spaces surfaced with concrete, asphalt similar surfaces material, maintained in good condition and free of debris and trash. The other variances required were that wheel bumper guards be supplied. There was screening required between the residential district and the subject property, and there is other landscaping requirements in this case. So the variance was granted conditionally pending a revised drawing showing landscaping, drainage, and fencing. It was noted that the fencing along the driveway was proposed as 4 feet tall and solid, which would block the visibility of cars backing out and pedestrians walking down the sidewalk. In this case, the appellant agreed to install a 75% metal ornamental fence. And Ms. Scott, the neighborhood planner, stated that the foundations of the nearby houses should be also shown on the plan, as well as paving and drainage. So that revised site plan was submitted on November 10th, 2020. So again, there was a requirement that the landscaping and the drainage be supplied conditionally on this case. And I believe that's all that you would need to know in this case, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Legal standard, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. Appellant is requesting area variances in the off-street parking screening. I'm muted? Oh, okay, sorry. Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting area variances in the off-street parking screening and landscaping requirements of the zoning code.
Lori, I had to mute one of you're on twice. I keep muting one of them. Don't unmute it. We can still hear you, but there's an echo.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No problem.
So should I? You
You're
can
good.
hear me now?
You're good. You're good right now. Yeah.
Okay. Appellant is requesting area variances from the off-street parking, screening, and landscaping requirements of the zoning code with respect to a parking lot in a residential district, which previously received board approval. To obtain the area variances, the appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
Thank you, Lori. Okay, Mr. Garrity and Ms. Sachs, go ahead and present your case. I'm assuming that there is a change in the plan from what you got approved in 2020. If that's why you're here.
That's correct.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
So what happened was, and I love these pictures, thank you very much. They show the work that we've done so far. We put the wooden fence up and we put the ornamental black fence up. And by doing that ornamental black fence and moving everything back to meet the requirements, you know, we've lost some parking spaces, which is fine. You know, it was a difficulty and it was lost some income to us, but we're willing to live with it. We're compromising. So what we had sent to the building and housing this time was a change in the water drainage. What happened was our contractor, despite actually that bottom right picture shows the catch basin that we were going to put in per the code and what was approved, he dug 12 feet deep near the sidewalk and he could not find the access to the sanitary sewer. So after much discussion and consternation, I called, water pollution control, and off the record, and I sent the email that I'm not going to name the person's name, but I sent the email, included it as part of the package for this request. And his comment was that since it's such a small parking lot, diverting any stormwater into the stormwater sewer would not be a burden or tax the stormwater sewer system. And he said, in fact, it makes more sense than utilizing the sanitary sewer. And so we contend that all of this is stormwater that's going to be falling onto the cement parking lot. It's not unsanitary water, so it makes more sense to go into the stormwater sewer. And fortuitously, in the bottom right, or excuse me, the top left picture, if you look at that CPC logo, that is just to the front of the sidewalk, there's a there is a stormwater sewer right there, right at the edge of our apron. And then right across the street, there is another stormwater sewer drain. So we are perfectly situated for any water drain off from the parking lot. So, we were hoping that Building and Housing would contact Water Pollution Control and discuss it, but none of that happened. We're trying to make these affordable rental properties, and we're providing parking because we are, as we discussed in the previous application, you can see from the bottom right picture, there's parking only on the west side of the street. So we lack a lot of parking that other streets in our area have. So we need parking for our tenants because it fills up really quickly and our tenants have no place to park. So we believe this is a difficulty and it's denying us some property rights. I think the totality of the circumstances and a reasonable person, would allow for a variance of the zoning code, and that's what we're requesting. Did I forget anything?
No, we're just trying to get it done, and we ran into this roadblock, and there seems to be a workaround, and hoping with your graciousness that you will allow for the variance. That's it.
Okay, so am I hearing that the other parts of the variances you plan to meet, and you're just looking for a variance for the drainage?
Right.
That's
yeah,
correct.
we're going to do everything, and we
Yes.
already have done most of it. The wood fence is up, the decorative black fence is up, as you can see from the pictures. We are going to get parking blocks for all the spaces, and so we're going to meet everything else. It's just the water drainage.
It's just the water drainage, yes.
Okay. Maurice, anyone from city planning here, or is this you?
Nobody, I don't believe so. Is Nicole Calhoun on? No. Nope, nobody. I'd like to hear from Mr. Riccardi regarding this, I guess, and the whole drainage issue. What would be acceptable to him?
The drainage within the lot is required by the zoning code. You're not allowed to drain a large parking lot over the sidewalk to the street. Some unnamed person in water pollution control doesn't have the ability to grant a variance or to preempt or waive that requirement.
Yeah, we know that, but we
want it to drain into the I don't know what the right terminology is, but we were told that it needed to go into the sanitary, and we can't find that. So instead of that, we want it to drain into the stormwater. There will be drainage, but not into the sanitary. It would be into the stormwater.
We understand that the person who made that statement and provided the email to us can't override any code, but we just feel that this is more of a water pollution control question as opposed to building and housing, because there's no structure
It's not a large lot.
Right. It's small enough that this is not going to be any big issue. You know, if you look at all the other houses on the street, they have drains that, you know, their roof gutters are pouring across the sidewalk into the street. And it's not, I don't
That's
know,
not what
frustrating.
this, yeah, that's not what we're asking for. We're asking for it to be able to drain into the storm.
Okay, so you still plan on providing paving and drainage in the lot. It's just that you are diverting it to a different drainage
Different drain,
place.
right?
A different drain, correct?
Into the
Okay.
water drain, right?
Yes.
So I'm a little confused now. Is this a zoning issue then? Lori or Mr. Riccardi, can you help me out with this?
Well, it can be a zoning issue. It's in the zoning code, and that's why they're asking you for a variance. So you
Yeah,
legally have the authority to do it, but it is on an issue that's more building code than zoning.
Right, that's what I'm saying, because they're meeting the variance requirement of paving and draining. It's just where it's draining. So I don't know if that's in our purview or not.
Well, I
Essentially,
think
they're not really asking for a variance because they plan on paving and draining and fulfilling what we asked them to do in 2020. It's just where the water is going. So
Is the appellant saying that drainage will be installed on the lot, but that it will underground be diverted to the storm sewer? Or are they saying it'll be
Yeah,
diverted
we can do
overground
that.
to the storm
Bet.
sewer?
Yes,
Sure.
we just,
We can have him he can easily find the storm sewer.
and we would divert the water to the storm.
Sure. So we can go under
Absolutely.
the sidewalk if you need it that way, or we can, you know, I mean, what I'm saying is that every darn house on the street has gutters that flow out over the sidewalk. This is an old part of the city. It's just the way it is. What we're doing is no different. It would be, you know, provide a difficulty that, you know, and deprive us of property rights. So we believe that, you know, this is something that we should be able to do.
And so the variance will be required because it seems as if they're claiming to drain not within the lot. If they drain it within the lot, if they install drains and it's drained through a pipe underground, it doesn't matter to the zoning code which sewer it goes to.
Okay.
Okay.
But the problem was the claim, the requested to forego the drainage and have it drain over the sidewalk. And for that, you would need a variance.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
So we'll utilize that catch basin instead of sending it back and just connect the pipe into the stormwater. Because we can easily find that. I mean, that's visible. I mean, that's right there. So that's a good solution to this entire problem.
Well,
As
if that's the
as-
case, do they even need a variance, Mr. Riccardi?
right, that was my next question.
Not if they're providing drainage within the lot.
Yeah, if you're
Okay,
providing
so-
that kind of drainage, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, yeah, we're very new to this
Yeah.
process. We're just trying to do the right thing, and
Sure.
you know, it's difficult to navigate, and you know, so yeah, we certainly you know are willing to you know, as long as we can divert it to the storm instead of the sanitary. I think that's really what we need
Yeah.
to be able to do.
Right.
Yeah, as long as you know, pave and drain as you said you will, then yeah, you don't need a variance anymore, it seems like. So thanks for spending your morning with us though.
Sorry to take up your time.
So you suggest officially withdraw your application so you can go forth and do what you need to do.
Okay. Do
Okay.
we need anything saying that it's okay to go into the stormwater as opposed to the sanitary sewer?
I can't give you that. I can just tell you about the variance that you need so that you don't need one because you're saying on record that you will pave and drain it. So I can't give you permission for anything else.
And this is recorded though, right?
Yes.
And I can get a copy of this?
Yeah,
Public
I
record.
mean,
Public
you know,
record.
we're granting your variances, so they'll be ratified and you will get, you know, notice like you did last time that we're granting your variance.
Okay.
That we don't need to grant your variance because you're gonna pave and drain it. Now, if you go away from that, then building a housing will come find you. So,
Right.
But your statement just now, you said we don't need, or
you
we're
know,
granting your
if
variance.
you're gonna fulfill what you were gonna fulfill before and pave and drain the lot, then you don't need a variance today.
May I ask Mr. Riccardi, can you think of anything that we might need from your point of view in writing or something?
We're talking about the zoning code here. So if you provide on your plan that drain, it will be approved for zoning.
Okay.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Now, Madam
Okay.
Chair, this is Liz. Just so you know, when an applicant withdraws, and I'm sure you know this, Madam Chair, but when an applicant withdraws an appeal, we do not write up a resolution. We do write a letter stating that we have received the request for withdrawal at the hearing. I could possibly put some notes in that stating that the applicant agreed to meet the zoning code regarding drainage. If you'd like, I could also add something in there about the stormwater. I'm just not sure how the language would read.
I think that's out of our purview, though. I don't think we can really speak on that. But yeah, I knew that. It's just if they're already, you know, doing what we granted them to do before, we, you know, really need to officially grant this variance if they're following through. So that's the position. So yeah, if in the paperwork, you can say that outside of the stormwater issue, then I think we're good.
So do we need to supply a new drawing with the
Yes.
line going to the stormwater sewer, right?
Whatever, any change you make, you need to supply new drawings.
Okay. All right. And then just send them, can I email them to Lisa Ray or Mr. Riccardi?
Need to check with building and housing on that.
Mr. Riccardi?
Yes, your examiner is Lisa Ray.
So can I email it to her, or how do I?
So I believe the terminology is French drain, what you're going to put in, where the water is gathered on the lot and then goes to the storm sewer. I mean, your plan has to show that drain. And then that was the reason that we're here, because you didn't want to install that. Now, if you're willing to install that, the zoning will be approved.
Okay, well, so we have that catch basin. Now, do we even need that catch basin, since you're now saying?
Mr. Garrity, you're gonna have to work this out with your plans examiner. We're not gonna work your case out here right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, moving on to calendar
Yes.
number 21-159. This is at 12502 Leia Avenue. Timothy Frick and Stan Warren, owners, propose to erect a 15-foot by 29-foot one-story frame room addition to an existing single-family residence in an A1 one-family residential district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are 3. And so with the reading of the case being done, we'll move on to the swearing in. So all those persons that are present to make testimony and statements on case number 21-159, I'm going to ask you now to raise your right hand. I'm going to read the oath. Following the oath, your response will be, I do. Then you'll state your name and your address for the recorder. So here we go. Please raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I'm about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
I do. Sally Levine, 3716 Toland Road, Shaker Heights, Ohio. 44122.
Thank you. Next.
You're muted, sir. Mr. Frick, I believe you're muted.
Timothy Frick, 12502 Leila Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44135.
So that's how you say that.
Leila, yes.
Leila. Okay, thank you. It is very similar to my mother's first name, and so that is not how I was going to pronounce it. So
we have it misspelled on the agenda too. So okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I do. Stanley Warren, 12502 Leila Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44135. I do.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, Madam Chair, back to you.
Thank you. History of the property, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929. I wasn't able to find anything in the records room for this address, and it is probably because we had it misspelled on the agenda. So I can tell you that there are no variances on file for this address. And I found that in the more recent history, when I searched the parcel number, there's just been interior alterations to the bathroom. And that's all that I have, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Legal standard, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. Appellant is requesting area variances from the side street setback, interior side yard, and distance requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variances, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variances will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
Okay. Who's going to be a spokesperson for the case?
I am.
Who's I am?
Oh, Sally Levine.
Okay, Sally, go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, members of the board. I'm the architect on this project, and we have an existing condition where the existing house does not meet the zoning setback. And all we're trying to do is extend the back of the house to be the same width as the existing house. So we are not asking for more than already exists on the site. And adjacent to the side in question, which is the west side, there is a driveway for the neighboring home. So it is over 10 feet between the existing house, the proposed addition, and the existing neighbor's home. It's seen on the photos.
So the home, just a quick question. So the home addition is going to be in the same footprint as the original home?
Right.
Okay.
It's extending straight back.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
You know, so you can see on the left-hand photograph, the existing home, its location to the property line, and the fact that there is a driveway that provides ample separation between the two homes and room for light to come into the neighbor's windows.
Is that all?
Unless there are questions,
okay, I just need to know you were concluding. Just need to
oh,
know
I'm
you were
sorry.
concluding your part. Okay. Okay. So we have a. No problem. So we have an addition on a home that will be in the original footprint of the home. So and it seems like the original footprint is not according to zoning. So Maurice, city planning.
Yes, city planning recommends approval on this for all of the reasons that were just stated. The the 1 foot on the side. We actually had a discussion about how these homes got built with these 1 foot side yards years ago. But anyway, it's a situation that we have, and as the architect pointed out, you've got a driveway over there, so there's more than enough light and space coming in on that side of the house. So we have no objections to this.
Thank you, Maurice. Did the homeowners need to say anything, or you're okay with Sally speaking for you?
We're okay with Sally.
We're fine with Sally.
Okay.
And we're always happy
right.
to see people improving their homes in the city of Cleveland and staying, as opposed to
Thank
leaving.
you. Thank you.
Yes. All right, board, any questions, or if not, I'll entertain a motion.
No questions, Madam Chair. Let's just move right to the motion. This is pretty straightforward. As city planning testified, these homes were built with these sorts of setbacks originally. So this isn't anything too terribly unusual, and or they're not asking for anything too exceptional. So I move that we go ahead and approve calendar number 21-159.
Oh, yeah, Madam Chair, one other thing. I forgot to mention that Councilman Mooney also sent in a letter of support. I don't want to make sure that we don't miss that, even though you're already approving it, but just
Great.
make that note to get that on the record. Sorry.
Thank you, Maurice. We have a motion. We have a second from Ms. Barnes. Thank you. Go ahead, call the roll, Ms. Cooper.
Ms. Barnes,
Yes.
Ms. Big,
Yes.
Ms. Britt.
Yes.
Calendar 21-159 is granted. It'll be ratified next week, and we will send you a letter.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you all.
On Leila Avenue.
Oh. Yeah.
You weren't the only one, Alana, because my grandmother's name was Leela, so that's where I was going with it.
That was exactly it, Kelly. My mom's name was Leela. So there you go.
Yeah,
There you go. That's what I was gonna call it.
Yep. You weren't the only one. So
Named after my mom and apparently your grandma, right? So
Yeah.
there we go. All right. So with that bit of personal information, we'll move on. To calendar number 21-141 at 7202 Hague Avenue. All right. And so this is Travis Tomlinson, owner, proposes to establish use as a motor vehicle service garage in a C1 general retail business district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are 4. Of note is the first postponement on this case was made at the request of the councilwoman, that would be Councilperson Spencer, to allow time for further review. So here we are today. Now, with that, let me do my second role today, swearing in all those persons who are present who wish to make testimony or statements with regard to case number 21-141. Please raise your right hand. I'm going to read the oath. Your response will be, I do. You'll state your name and your address, one person at a time, for the recorder. So
I don't think we actually have anybody here for this case.
Do we have? No, I don't see anyone, do we?
Actually, for this case and the next case, there's nobody.
I was going to say, everyone here is just us.
Yeah.
And obviously the invitations went out because Mr. Frick was here and so were the Garrity's.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So no one's come to the party for this or the next one.
Well, and that's all the cases we have.
That's all the cases we have, Madam Chair. So
let me double check.
we'll go to old business, and do that, and then that'll give Maurice time to.
Let me see if I can dig some.
What's going on?
See.
Yeah.
Liz, can you reach out to these people?
Yes, I can right now.
Madam Chair, do you want to do old business?
Yeah, we're gonna do old business. So old business 2 through 4 without objection.
2, 3, and 4 without objection.
Thank you.
Without
Then we have,
objection.
thank you. And we have a request for affirmation for 3907 Brookside Boulevard. They still need time for their construction drawings due to a funding issue. So without objection, board.
No objection.
All righty, we have old business done, so we'll wait to hear back from Liz to see what's happening.
Doctor, here I come.
Give it a couple seconds, Ms. Barnes, but thank you for making time today.
This may set a record.
I'll let the board know. Hold on one second. Let me put you on hold. Hi, board members. The applicant for Mr. Tomlinson for Hague believed that the hearing was at 10:30. So he is in his car on his way to the spot where he could log in. So I'm not sure if you want to hold on till 10:30.
No, it's 10 o'clock. It's, yeah, I mean, that's like 20 minutes just waiting.
Right.
No,
Can we reschedule him?
yeah. Unless the other person from the case just miraculously shows up, that'll give him time. But other than that, no, we're not gonna wait.
Maurice,
Yes, ma'am.
sure. Yeah, I'm just not sure. Could we do it over the phone? Can I put them on speaker perhaps?
Sure. I mean,
Let me put you on speaker and see if we can do it this way.
is this for Hague?
Is he in a position where he can pull over and stop and do that, Liz?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean,
All right, I have him on speaker now.
Hello.
we don't want him driving and trying to do this.
Right.
Okay, can you hear him?
We heard a hello.
Mr. Tomlinson again.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear him.
Can you hear them, Mr. Tomlinson?
Yes, I can.
Okay. We have connection.
All right.
All right.
You want to swear him in?
Yep. Okay, Mr. Tomlinson, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
We didn't get history of the property or the legal standard just yet. So we'll do those first and then we'll swear him in.
Swear him in after that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, ready for the history?
Yep.
Yes.
The property was originally zoned general retail in 1929. In the records room I found, in 1974, a permit was issued to erect a one-story store building and to blacktop a parking lot. In 1996, a permit was issued to convert from rug sales to the sales of temperature controls. There's one variance on file in calendar 11-074. A variance was granted to establish use as metal fabricating. And then in the more recent history in 2011, we found that a permit was issued to change use to low hazard factory. And then there was a violation notice issued in 2020 for exterior maintenance. And that's all that I have, Madam Chair.
Okay. Legal standard, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. Appellant is requesting area variances from the distance, screening, and landscaping requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variances, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and the granting the variances will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
Thank you. Okay, I just wanted to reverse that order just to make sure that he heard everything since he's
Sure.
via the phone. So go
Right.
ahead and swear me in now.
Okay, Mr. Tomlinson, can you hear me all right? Mr. Tomlinson?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, I was muted. Now go ahead, Mr. Tomlinson. I have to remember to unmute for him.
Okay. Can you hear me all right, Mr. Tomlinson? I'm going to swear you in now.
I'm sorry. You said you're going to swear me in?
I'm going to swear you in. I'm assuming that you're parked or someplace safe, right?
Yes, I am pulled over.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand, even though we can't see you.
Okay.
I'm going to read the oath. Following the oath, your response will be, I do. You'll state your name, and then you'll state your address for the record. All right? So here we go. Please raise your right hand.
Or the address of myself?
Your personal address, sir.
Okay.
We have the property address. So here we go. We're going to raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do. My name is
And
Travis Tomlinson. I am the owner of 7202 Hague, and my personal address is 26475 Glen Cove Trail, Columbia Station, Ohio 44028.
excellent. Thank you. All right, now we'll go back to Madam Chair.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Tomlinson, go ahead and present your case, please.
Yeah, so we are proposing that a mechanics shop to be installed in the building. The variance, I believe, is due to the proximity to the neighbors. We have met with the community groups and the councilwoman and addressed their concerns, and I believe we have the endorsement of the councilwoman. And just hoping that we can operate this business in this building, and we want to be an improvement in the neighborhood, keeping the place clean, and have an operating business and contribute to the neighborhood.
Okay, you explain what kind of, what you will be doing in this building, as well as like what you think your operating hours would be.
So it's a mechanic shop, small repairs, brakes, just your general maintenance on vehicles, nothing major. There's no auto body work being performed there. Mufflers, brakes, just small repairs.
Okay, and hours of operation? Did you hear me?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were addressing me. What did you say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, what would your hours of operation be?
Oh, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Monday through Saturday. Yep.
And close on Sunday?
Yeah.
And you're talking about repair of passenger vehicles, no heavy trucks
Maybe
or
not commercial vehicles. Yeah.
personal vehicles. Okay.
All right, and I did see Maurice did have the letter up from the councilwoman not opposing these variances. So board, are there any questions for Mr. Tomlinson?
Madam Chair, I believe, just to interrupt real quick, I believe the council person had asked for a privacy fence, and I think it's in the upper left-hand photograph here where the driveway is against the adjacent property owner.
Mm-hmm.
We would need a 6-foot privacy fence along there.
Mr. Tomlinson, are you aware of that?
Yeah, we've agreed to those terms.
Okay. All right, so he has agreed to terms from the councilwoman, sure, via the community, that meeting. Even before I go to the board, Maurice, what's city planning's position?
Yeah, with the council person's support and the gentleman stating that they are only doing minor repairs here, brakes, mufflers, things like that. No auto body. I imagine you're not doing transmissions.
No, no, we're not gonna be rebuilding transmission. If it was a minor repair to a transmission, maybe something like that, but we're not doing transmission rebuilds. Maybe linkage
Okay.
or drivetrain issues, but
That we also support the variances with the addition of the fence to provide some kind of a buffer, a more substantial buffer with the adjacent residential house.
All righty, I'll open it up to the board now.
Okay, is the fence noted on the plan, Maurice?
No, it's not.
No, okay. Do we feel like we need to have something that has that on it?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
make
they
that
would
a
have to.
stipulation. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, Mr. Tomlinson, we're gonna ask you to add the fence to your plan and just include a picture of what the fence is gonna look like. And we're gonna ask you to submit that to us as part of the condition. Okay?
okay.
So, Madam Chair, with the condition, with testimony from city planning and the letter of support from Councilman Spencer, I move that we go ahead and approve calendar number 21-141.
Thank you. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Second for Ms. Barnes. Go ahead and call the roll, Ms. Kukla, if you're back.
I don't know that she's back.
Okay, we'll wait till she gets back.
Okay.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, there she is.
Okay, am I calling the roll then? Sorry about that.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Barnes,
Yes.
Ms. Vaith,
Yes.
Ms. Britt.
Yes.
Calendar 21-141 is granted. Did I hear we were waiting for a revised site plan?
Revised site plan and cut sheet on the fence.
We will hold the ratification pending those changes to the site plan. Once we receive those, we will ratify it the following Monday, and then we will send you a letter.
Okay.
Mr. Tomlinson, did you get all that?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, I muted again out of habit. He said thank you. And what else, Mr. Tomlinson? You're back on.
I said you all have a good day as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
And be thankful for technology.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. You're right about that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right. Good luck to you. All right. Still no one for the other. Still no one for 21-144. It looks like.
I was able to get a hold of her. She said she didn't get the email, and she said she'll be logging in soon. So I sent the link to her again. Should be soon.
The soon better be very soon.
And I just sent her another email a few minutes ago as well. So.
With the link, right?
Yep.
All right. It's 10:20. So.
Yeah, I'm just not going to be in the habit of holding up meetings because people aren't getting
right
or claiming they're not getting, these notices, which we know they are. So
right,
this will not be a an ongoing situation.
Right. And this is not even a complicated case.
It's not, and we,
No, it's just a fence, and it's been postponed how many times?
Well, I'm I'm just reading that this was reinstated after this case was dismissed on September 20th due to the appellant's unexplained absence. The appellant stated that absence was due to a scheduling error.
Yeah.
So,
Do we have her email wrong or something? 620. Singleton Charmaine.
You're gonna be missing a
So-
board member in about 5 minutes.
Yeah. I'm gonna give her 2 minutes, actually.
You already did old business, correct?
Yes.
Singleton Charmaine.
we got everything done except this, so.
Maurice, just to confirm, we have Singleton Charmaine 620.
You shouldn't be reading her email address, but public.
Really, it
But
is in the
I
public.
have.
It's in the public
I
record, Maurice, so anybody can get it. Go ahead.
Oh. Yeah, I have. You know what? I'll text you. I'll put it in the chat. What I have for her. But I have not gotten any bounce backs that, you know,
Right.
that the email bounced, that it was a bad email or anything like that. So,
All right. Well, she has 1 minute, and we will be concluding.
that's what I have, Liz.
Thank you. That's the same thing we have.
And we couldn't get her on the phone?
Let me try. I just got her on the phone. That's a good point. Let me call her again.
I'm a little irritated, though.
Yes.
Agreed.
We can appreciate that, Kelly.
Madam Chair, I gotta go.
Yeah. Miss Barnes made a
All right, we're calling
determined
her.
her in her original plans this morning for us so that we can hold the meeting. So
Yes, you know what? Let's just do it over the phone here, Ms. Singleton. We have a board member that needs to leave. So we're gonna have you say hello to the board and see if they can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello.
Got you.
Okay.
Ms. Singleton, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
All right, I'm going to swear you in. So even though we can't see you, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. I'm going to read the oath. Your response will be I do. Then you're going to state your name and your personal address for the record, okay? So here we go. Please raise your right hand. I do swear or affirm that the testimony I'm about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes,
You say I do,
I do.
and then your name and your address.
Charmaine Singleton. My address is 1392 East 111, Cleveland, Ohio, 44106.
Okay. Madam Chair, do you want me to read the case in or?
yes, please.
Okay. This was reinstated from September 20th, 2021. This is calendar number 21-144 at 1392 East 111th Street, also known as 1388 East 111th Street. CNLP LP owner proposes to install approximately 200 linear feet of 6-foot-high wooden fence and 34 linear feet of 4-foot-high wooden fence in the side yard. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there is one related to fence heights. To you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. History of the property, please, Ms. Kukla.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been no change in the zoning, and I think the most pertinent information is that in 2019, a permit was issued to erect the structure that you see on site. That's all I have.
Thank you. Legal standard.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. Appellant is requesting area variances from the fence requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variances, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variances will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
Great, thank you. I'm sure most of this is because this is a corner house. But what's her name again?
Charmaine Singleton.
Charmaine Singleton, yes. Ms. Singleton, go ahead and present your case.
I'm trying to get a gate put outside my house. Protection of me and my kids. Not too long ago, my car had got broken into at my house, and I'm just trying to, protect us by any means. And then, my house is the in house, so it's a lot of stuff.
I'll walk over there in a minute. Yeah. They're on the last case.
So if I could just protect
Yeah. Just a fence. It should be pretty quick.
Mr. Riccardi, you need to mute yourself.
I muted him.
Oh, okay,
Thank
good.
you.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Singleton, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so really the real reason I want the gate is just for the protection of me and my children.
So security fence, basically. And for the write-up, is she too close to the write-up? She's too close to the sidewalk?
Yes, ma'am. And also, she doesn't have the corner, the appropriate chamfered corner by the driveway,
yeah.
so that you can the view corridor.
The dog ear, yes.
Yes.
Needs to clip that corner.
Yeah. This is really faint. Let me see if I can zoom in here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the drawing is actually correct, because Ms. Singleton, did you say you wanted a gate?
Yes, a fence, not a gate, sorry.
Oh, a fence. Okay.
So Madam Chair, to the appellant, the fence will not go across the driveway with a gate?
You said it was not?
Are you ending the fence at the driveway, or will it go across the driveway?
Across.
Yeah, so we don't see that on the site plan showing a gate, or you would need a gate there because of the driveway.
Okay, so I would have to drop another plan.
Yeah, we'd need to see a new plan showing that.
Okay.
She also needs to, won't she need to angle it?
Right.
Well, if you are allowing the gate across the driveway, then the angling wouldn't work. Unless Maurice can figure out a way that that would.
I mean, the only way you could do a gate across the driveway is if it's attached to the. It's going to have to be set back from the street or from the sidewalk quite a bit. We never grant variances for that view corridor, as you know, for people pulling out. It's a dangerous situation if the fence is allowed to be right up against the driveway.
Okay.
It needs to be. I believe the code is no more than 2.5 feet in height and 75% open if it's going to be right next to the driveway. Or what you could do is, and it's kind of hard to show you because you can't see the screen, but there is a way to cut off the corner so that you create a view corridor. Or if you pull the fence back from the driveway, I don't know what the dimension is off the top of my head. Mr. Riccardi probably would know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that maybe if she just set the fence back from bringing it so much further close and bringing it, setting it back closer to her backyard, maybe that would help. But I don't want to sit here and figure out her plans either.
Right. Madam Chair?
Yes.
Madam Chair, this is Liz. From the photos that Mr. Rulins had, I believe he put the photos up, there doesn't seem to be a sidewalk. This may affect your decision, but there is not a sidewalk that runs parallel to that or
It is not.
Perpendicular to that. So not sure if you're going to have the same view situation, sir.
Yeah.
This is Richard Riccardi. The code states that running the 15 feet begins either at the public sidewalk or the public street.
So because that's the street, this still applies. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Riccardi?
Right. And it could be higher than, once you get 4 feet away from that public street, it could be as high as 6 feet, but all portions over 2.5 feet have to be 75% open.
Well, what is the distance next to the driveway, Mr. Riccardi, I guess is what we're asking. Is that where it has to be 2.5 feet high and 75% transparent?
The part that runs parallel to the driveway. That's correct.
Right. Parallel or perpendicular?
Parallel. The code says parallel.
Miss Singleton, your plan does not say how far your fence is going to be on the side of the house from the street, from the property line. There's no dimension there.
Okay. I can get that for you.
Could you tell us on the phone here how far back from the street you're planning to set the fence?
How far back from the street?
Yes. Are you proposing to put it straight on the street line, or were you going to set it back a few feet?
No, I'm going to set it back, more to my house. So it wouldn't be right on the street line.
So you would be code compliant according to, or closer to code compliant, if the fence were set back 4 feet. Is that something you would be amenable to?
Yeah.
Then, Mr. Rulins, is that enough, or would you like to see some portion of the fence open?
No, she's meeting code if she's 4 feet and 6 feet high. That's not a problem.
So to Mr. Riccardi, could you just verify that that would be meeting code and a variance wouldn't be needed if she sets it 4 feet back from the street line as well? And this would include the gate that she's proposing. So this would go across the driveway.
That's correct.
So Ms. Singleton, it sounds like you do not need a variance if you're willing to set it 4 feet back from the street.
Okay, I'm willing to do that.
Okay, if you could verbally withdraw, then you can come down and pick up the application unless you submitted it online. But we can transfer that back over to Building and House and you can get a permit.
Right.
Okay.
She'll need to submit a revised drawing that states that the fence will be 4 feet from the property line.
Correct. If you could just verbally withdraw your case right now on the hearing.
Okay, I withdraw my case.
Okay.
All righty. Well, thank you for being amenable, Ms. Singleton. That'll save you an extra step that you need to do here. So that's the end of that. And
All right, thank you.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too.
Give me a call later if you need more information.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All righty.
So with that, we're done.
With that, we're done.
No.
Without a couple shenanigans, we would have had really good time. But we made it
Right.
an hour.
Nobody
all right,
can accuse you of being not accommodating. I will say that, Ms. Britt.
Yes, it will not be. It will not be a long running situation, but sometimes you need to be flexible. So here we are. All right. Well, Ms. Barnes, get out of here. Go do what you got to do, and everyone have a good week. And I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Too.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank
Bye.
Bye,
Liz,
everyone.
will board be meeting the week of Christmas to New Year's? I assume we're not going to be meeting that Monday, correct?
Are we on? Could you?
I will not be
are we
here. I can tell you that.
Could you take us off of
Public.